Hi, I'm Cindy Bruflot with the Lakes Area League of Women Voters with another session of Snack-Sized Civics. With me today is Jim Joy with the House of Representatives from which district?
From District 4B.
4B. I like to keep that clear, so we're talking about it. But I'm going to ask Jim to tell us a little bit about why did you decide to run for this office?
What made me run for this office is they had asked me 3 times to run for this office. I was a mayor of small town Hawley, Minnesota, and I was there for 6 years and 2 years on the council previous to that. And it always kind of intrigued me, like, what does a representative, what does a senator do? And when they finally asked, you know, my wife and I, we prayed about it, we did our things, and it came to us and hit us that it was probably time.
Okay.
And just to serve people, serve my community, serve what I can do. You know, in a smaller capacity, I was doing it as a mayor, and I wanted to serve in a bigger capacity and try to help more people. So. Wonderful,
wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the responsibilities and what you experience in this role.
Responsibility, you know, when you go down to St. Paul for your first time, it's almost like you're going for a job interview, like trying to figure out how's this job going to work?
Sure.
Who's going to train me in, like when you go to a job? Then you get down there and figure out people don't train you in, because your bosses are your constituents that voted you in.
Sure.
So it's an interest process. You go down to St. Paul and learn about how to become a lawmaker and make laws or like change laws or what we need to do to make sure we have fiscal responsibility. We got a budget we deal with. I've been a private business owner, so I'm familiar with budgets, P&Ls, all that. So, so to me, I treat it more like a business.
Okay.
Is how I like to look at it. But you go down there and your responsibilities is just making sure that when you have constituents or community people, what are they looking for? What do we need changes? And even for all of Minnesota, not just the district, but what are we hearing with other representatives we network with?
Appreciate that. We were talking earlier. Tell me again about some of the scope. It's not just a couple of sessions that you participate in, right?
No. So when we get down there, your first thing is okay, I'm going to St. Paul. What am I going to do? What's it look like? Well, first of all, for like rural Minnesota, greater Minnesota members like myself, you know, session starts typically around January, February, and runs till May.
Okay.
So, you know, one, it's getting housing, because greater Minnesota, not metro members, people more than 50 miles away from the capital get housing. So then you set that up. And then when you get down there, you get assigned committees. You get to put a list together of what you want to be on. You know,
you get to choose?
You put it on, and then you see if you get who all asked for those committees.
Okay.
I'm fortunate to serve on taxes right away when I got in the House. That's something that intrigues me. Some people that doesn't, but I'm very interested in, again, profit and loss. And then I serve on state and local government, which is just help deciding what we're going to do on the local levels, you know, and being mayor, that helps you. And this year now I serve on transportation, roads, bridges, and all our stuff like that. So the first year I got in, I was just taxes and state and local government. And now it's state, local government, and taxes and that. So it's very interesting.
Are there any processes that you would like to share? So
you go down there, and what happens is when the session gets started up, I call it our kind of more committee meetings. We're in a smaller settings, proposing bills, listening to bills, listen to testifiers that come down, the reason why they want bonding, why they want, you know, this project done in their community, or just what's happening. And those are usually, you know, you have committee hearings at least Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
Fridays usually don't. And then 2 times out of the week we start floor sessions, and those are bills that are going to go, they've came out of committee and they're ready for the floor to be voted on. So once they get voted on in the House, then it moves to the Senate.
Okay.
And the Senate takes them up for that, and then eventually if they do make both chambers and get through the hearings and everything like that, then they go to the governor's desk for signature.
Any hiccups along the way that you enter or mediate?
It's interesting. There is a lot. So in committee process, you might start a process, and I always use rule of thumb, say, you know, I want to be able to build this road for $100. I just use simple math. And then they might make an amendment that they want to build the road for $125. So they'll ask to get that amendment put onto that bill. So we basically kind of bipartisanly build a bridge or build a road.
Okay.
Or build a project together. And then if that gets out of committee with unanimous votes to get moved to the floor, or if it gets laid over for possible inclusion in the omnibus bill, then that will make the floor. Then once it goes to the floor, you still have more amendments or agendas. And the people that weren't in that committee sometimes might have an idea and they want to throw an amendment on there that they heard from a constituent or something.
Okay.
So then a lot of times they'll talk to the bill authors, go to the floor with the amendment and try to get it put onto that bill. If it doesn't, the bill can move forward. But then once it gets voted on the whole bill and gets through the chambers of the House, then that's the passage of that bill in the House. Then the Senate will take it up, and they could add amendments.
Oh.
Once the Senate's done with it, then it has to come back to the House to conformity. Make sure, again, might have a word that says the and then. Those words have to come together. There's a process.
There is a process. That's great. What about a high point of this last session?
High point of this last session is there was not, we got the budget passed.
Yeah.
No new taxes raised, which was good for Minnesota. And, you know, it was just felt like there was a lot more bipartisan work, and I was really happy with that.
Appreciate that. Okay, then we got to go to that low point.
The low point my first year in is I was in on the first year was a trifecta. You know, one party owned the whole government. And that was interesting because really you didn't have a say. You know, I like a balanced government.
I appreciate
when
that.
we can sit there and we can debate with each other. That's what we're there for. But when you have when one body has full control and they don't give the other body chances, and it could happen the other way too, but we have to make sure that we listen to everybody at the table.
Yeah, I agree. I've always appreciated when both parties get to work together for the betterment of the whole.
100%. Because at the end of the day, we're working on people's taxes, and we're trying to make Minnesota affordable and right for people so they can stay in their homes and they can enjoy it. So.
You got it. Well, Jim, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to wrap it up with a quick thank you to West Central Initiative and the VFW for sponsoring these programs. If you're interested in more information or how to support one of these programs, there's a QR code at the end of this program, and you can click on that or reach out to one of the league members. Thank you so much.